I got my hands on the new Kingdom of Heaven 4K Steelbook. I had it pre-ordered through Target, and luckily they came through, though I've heard of others getting their pre-orders canceled from Target, Walmart, and Amazon. But it sounds like some of the smaller online shops like Diabolic and Groove haven't had to do any cancellations so far. At the time of this video, this Steelbook seems to be out of stock just about everywhere, so if you're looking for one, you're stuck either waiting for a reprint run or paying inflated prices. So this is similar to the recent Tombstone 4K situation that I talked about in that video. Luckily, just like the Tombstone situation, there's a standard version for the UK that should be more readily available if you don't mind importing and aren't a Steelbook collector. It's set to come out just a few days from now on June 9th, and it looks like pre-orders are available on Diabolic, Zavvi, and Amazon UK. Kingdom of Heaven is my favorite historical epic, and that is a genre I'm a big fan of, going all the way back to the old Hollywood movies like Ben-Hur and Lawrence of Arabia. Ridley Scott kinda kicked off the post-millennium wave of historical epics with Gladiator, and in 2005 he gave us Kingdom of Heaven. He would return to the genre several times after that, but Kingdom of Heaven, at least the director's cut anyway, remains the most critically appreciated one. Speaking of the director's cut, that's the version presented here along with the Roadshow version, which just adds an overture to the beginning and an intermission in the middle. No theatrical cut included anywhere in this set, but I imagine most fans of the film won't care about that. I certainly don't. Let's take a look at the Steelbook itself. It has this paper card included on the back with the usual details. The Steelbook case itself has a nice design with some raised texturing on it, though this case is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. Here's the design on the back. And the artwork of the 3 discs themselves. One 4K with the movie, one Blu-ray with the movie, and one Blu-ray with the special features. And here's the interior artwork. With that out of the way, let's talk picture quality. Now, my usual disclaimer. This footage is from the 4K, but has been compressed and the HDR has been down converted to SDR, so this is not a one-to-one representation of the disc and is meant for demonstrative purposes. Now, I've been waiting years for this to come to 4K, since the old Blu-ray is very dated from an old master, and there was definitely room for improvement, and these types of movies tend to look very good when cleaned up. I viewed this in Dolby Vision on my calibrated OLED, and I have viewed this movie several times in the past on previous home video formats, including Blu-ray and DVD. From what I understand, the movie was shot in 35, then converted to a 2K digital intermediate, and it looks like that 2K DI is what was used to create this 4K. So technically, this would be a 2K upscale, not a true 4K from the original camera negative. Now, I know the phrase 2K upscale can be a deal breaker for some home theater enthusiasts, but this is a discussion that requires some nuance. There are fantastic looking 2K DI discs out there, and there are shoddy looking 4K native discs out there too. So you gotta look at these on a case by case basis. For Kingdom of Heaven, this is a really nice, really solid upgrade over the previous home video incarnations. Obvious uptick in detail, which I really noticed in looking at the costumes, especially chainmail. You can see every individual link. The landscape shots look great. The battles are glorious with all their dust and debris. There's a really fine layer of natural looking grain present. If I had to use one adjective to describe the overall presentation, it would be organic. Nothing looks artificially sharpened or anything like that. No obvious AI upscaling that I noticed. Nothing here that I would call revisionist. As far as the Dolby Vision HDR grade goes, again, very deftly handled. The cinematography by frequent Scott collaborator John Mathiasen has always been a standout, and here it's polished to about as perfect as it can probably get. He also shot Gladiator and has always had this contrasty style that works really well with the HDR here. The blacks are inky and can get down to letterbox black in instances. The blue tone to the early part of the movie in France gives off an icy atmosphere, broken only by the glowing embers emitted from a blacksmith's hammer, while the later sections of the movie are noticeably sun-baked and warm without need for a cliched yellow filter. Here the cinematography becomes really vibrant with the help of Dolby Vision, but again, not in an artificial way. The picture quality overall is possible due to the use of a 100GB disc, which allows bit rates to hover in the mid-50s, which is about the upper limit of what to expect for a movie that runs over 3 hours crammed onto just one disc. Compression doesn't seem to be an issue. I didn't notice any banding in subtle sky gradients or in the shadows where those things tend to crop up on lesser on-codes. I think fans are going to be really happy with the presentation here. I know I am. It finally looks how I hoped it would look. So, in the end, what is this 4K version of Kingdom of Heaven worth?
Nothing. Everything.